Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. 34 years old. 34 years old. 3, 4. There you go. I'm not sure I was going to show up. Wow. 34. This past year has been crazy. But I just thank God. Thank God for His blessings and the miracles that I do see in my life, and what there is to come. And trying to figure it all out, and instead of figuring it all out, I just need to do and figure it out along the way. Because a lot of times we want things to be figured out before we get started, but God wants us to have faith in Him that He'll guide us along the way. With having a relationship with God, it's it's a relationship, it's a collaboration. Yeah, God can do all these things, but He wants you to have the faith and believe that He's able to do it, and believe that He can do it for you, through the blood of Jesus Christ, through that sacrifice. We are able to come to Him, ask Him for anything that we need, ask for forgiveness of our sins, and they'll be forgiven, to us. As people, we sin, and have shame and think that we're not worthy, but through the blood of Jesus Christ, God makes us, worthy, for the things that He has for us. And I've been trying to step into that, like I said, it's not easy, especially when, I be in my head all the time, and wanting, things to be set in stone before I make moves. Like I said, God, wants us to, have faith and step out there. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for the longest, because I believe I got something to say. I believe I got something, that will help other people. And before I was going to start my YouTube page, my belief system was a little bit different, a lot different. And, I was on Instagram and posting things on Instagram, and God basically told me to shut up. And I'm like, well, why isn't this, what you wanted me to do? And like, yeah, well, and I didn't understand. I'm like, so do you not want me to do it or what? Man, I had to get the understanding that, yeah, I want you to do it, but I want you to do it with the right message. I believe in, the new age where, God is the universe, and, stuff that they did way, way, way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And, Africa and stuff like that, putting other gods before God, reverencing God's creation instead of reverencing the Creator and making those creations gods to them, and them worshiping them instead of worshiping God. And and it seems good. But just like, the devil, when he tries to play with us, he tries to make it seem like it's good, and seem or be almost like God, like as far as calling, God the universe and stuff like that, No, God is not the universe. Yeah, He is a part of it all, but He created the universe. So God is above that. He is more than the universe. God is God, God spoke and it was. And I just thank God for that, because being with Christianity and learning about how it all came to be, and black folks, how they were, ostracized and put into slavery, and the Bible beating it to them. They call it the white man's religion. And I fell into that, because we want power, we want to be acknowledged, we want, we want to be we want to right the wrongs, we want to live the right way and be, true kings and queens and stuff like that. And, one thing that I've always asked God from a child was the truth, the truth about Him, the truth of how we should live our lives here on earth. I don't want to be chasing anything false, and which way should I go? This is my prayer for a long time. And then, like I said, once, my life really started to going into shambles. I mean, lost my brother, my marriage, went down, and, I saw that. I saw, like, they call it New Age. Really is not New Age. It's really, history repeating itself, as far as, like, people getting away from, instead of reverencing God, they, reverence all these His creation. I gotta hurry up and get home for my daughter. Yeah, I mean, because it felt good, the wrongs that I was doing, felt justified, and, the way my relationship was failing, it felt justified in those beliefs, and even in the New Age, culture, they reverence Jesus and stuff like that. I was all into, Buddha, whoever else, all these other, they call them ascended masters or whatever. Like I said, they would mention Jesus too. But I had a problem with that, because I'm like, well, God, because, as far as, like, being the white man's religion and stuff like that, I was like, God, I don't want to feel this way about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? If he's really the truth and light, you say, he is who you say he is, I don't want to feel that way about him. You know what I'm saying? I want to reverence him and uphold him, and I will watch all these YouTube videos, and be watching my astrology and my what do you call it, horoscope and all of that. And every day I would be listening to all these different people. And finally God led me to this one lady, and I already felt like I should be backing out, because I felt like it was just too much, just like I'm just taking in too much of it, and I felt like it wasn't the right thing. And like I said, then God put one on my heart, started listening or watching, like Christian, videos and stuff like that. And the first person I listened to was like, God said He wants you to stop with the, listening to your horoscope and, the crystals, trying to get the energy from the crystals and all these types of things. And I was like, wow, I was already convicted in my own spirit, but that was just confirmation for me to stop. And I weaned myself off. I didn't completely stop at the beginning, because I'm like I said, I was addicted to it. But then I eventually, weaned myself off, and God, started, speaking to me, like I said, through like the Christian, based channels and stuff like that. You know, I thought the failing of my marriage, like, was, you know, supposed to happen, was supposed to be part of the plan. You know, they talk about, you know, karmic relationships and, you know, soul ties that you have with people, and, you know, your twin flames and all of that. And I got wrapped up in it. I got wrapped up in it. I'm like, well, you know, maybe you were just, you know, karmic relationship, you know, or, you know, in a relationship where, you know, we work out all of our issues, and then with one person, then the next person, you know, is really who we're supposed to be with. And yeah, I fell into it, and, you know, because it was easier to deal with. It was it was, you know, for some reason logical to me, you know, because it made me feel better, because it felt like it was out of my control. You know, so I felt it was like the order of things, you know, it's you know, my karmic relationship and the universe, you know, working things out. You know, but before I had got into the new age, you know, and I was asking God, you know, when my relationship was going haywire, how do I fix, you know, how do I fix it? You know, I had some issues, I had some things that happened to me as a child that I never told him. And once I finally told him that, everything just fell apart, because he felt like I should have told him earlier, and, you know, we already had communication issues, and I believe, you know, he was already talking to the other woman, you know, before all of this, and that's what really, you know, started changing his mind. And like I said, I got into the new age and felt like, well, maybe, you know, I didn't try as hard as maybe I should have, because that's how I felt. I felt like it was possibly a karmic relationship. But in the beginning, like I said, when I asked God, how do I fix it, you know, he said to tell him about your issues. That's how you start. And I had this whole vision in my mind of how it was gonna be, and, you know, it was gonna be like this fresh start. And I had this whole vision of, you know, us having our, you know, first date again, and, you know, getting to know each other again and stuff like that. But none of that came to pass. After I told him, he walked out and basically never came back. And that was the most heartbreaking experience that I've ever been through. You know, the most heartbreaking to finally tell someone, you know, what's been hurting you this whole time, and they just abandon you, you know, with thoughts that you know, that's the reason why I didn't want to tell him, because I didn't want that to happen, but it happened anyways. So, yeah, it happened anyways. And I started questioning, you know, I thought this, you know, this was going to make it better. It didn't. And like I said, I had visions of us, you know, once we got through all of our issues, because, you know, he got issues too from his childhood and stuff like that. And finally, you know, all of our issues. Maybe we could, come together and, have a ministry, couples ministry or something like that. And, I had this vision. And then, that's like I said, I started getting into the new age, and then, all that changed. And, once, when I got into all of it, but then once God started calling me back, he's like, well, what did I tell you? From the beginning, what did I tell you about your marriage? And then I had to humble myself to start believing that all over again. And that was hard. Because I'm like, how am I, going to fight for somebody who doesn't even love me anymore? Going to battle, warring, on my knees praying. And he left. No. I know I should not, trust in God. Because there's nothing too hard for God, but a part of me does not. Him no more because of how he treated me. Like, how am I supposed to go back to somebody like that? It made me feel like I was nothing. I just want to get over it already. And I felt like I was. But then now, having to, it's like reopening wounds again. It's like begging somebody to come back who don't want to come back. I know it's my ego, because I wasn't exactly the best in a relationship, but I just continue to work with me and that, but that's part of my story. I had to move back into my parents' house with my sister and her family. burden on anybody. You know, of course, you know, again, I had my own plan of what I wanted to happen. Get my own house, all that. Be by myself, be me and my daughter. But things happened to where that couldn't happen, and so I had to move back there. And how was that experience been? You know, when I know how they are, and you know, I had, like, again, I have my own thoughts of the way I would like it to go, you know, because there are, you know, like I said, my sister, her husband, and her 3 kids, 2 in high school and 1 in middle school, and I thought they were going to be, you know, more help to me, you know, than what they were, but everybody's so stuck in their own, you know, worlds. You know, my daughter felt like an outcast because everybody, you know, want her to go away, and you know, she's 5 years old. You know, she's just a child. You know, of course she wants to play with everybody and be loud and run around, and having to come to a place with no be quiet because husband got to get up and go to work in the morning, and you know, and I work overnight twice a week, and you know, I you know, make it a point to, you know, put her to bed, you know, before I go to work. And sometimes she would get up and you know, I guess be disturbing the house or whatever, and you know, as a family, you know, you would think that they would help out, just put her back to bed, you know, put her to sleep. You know, she getting up because she ain't comfortable. Why? Because y'all ain't making her comfortable. Not to say that it's y'all's responsibility, but it is responsibility as a family. Never wanted any of this. None of it. Like, I'm trying to, you know, think of different options and stuff like that as far as like my job. You know, it's like, you know, it's hard for me to change my schedule, you know, to suit her, unless I get another job. I'm working for the company that I work for 13 years, so that's difficult. That's difficult to leave, you know, but I believe God is telling me that it's, you know, it's time, you know, for me to go, you know, and asking for more and more confirmation. But, you know, just like I said, we think, and maybe I should do this, and, you know, maybe I should do that. But we gotta stop the maybe and just do, and trust that God will lead us along the way. You know, thought about going down to part-time and, you know, hustling during the rest of the week, Uber, work from home, you know, freelance writing, you know, something so that I can, you know, be there for her more. Because her dad is all the way about almost an hour away now, from where we stay. So he's not that much help. Plus, I don't like who he's with now because he's staying with her, and they're still into that new age way of thinking, and I just don't like her vibe that I get from her. She has a real fake manipulating spirit about her that he can't see. Shall I say Jezebel spirit? No. But I don't want my daughter in that environment. And now, if he was to move by himself, that'd be something, different. But yeah, that'd be something different. Just stepping out on faith. Breathing, step out on faith. Do it. Like I said, at least go down to part-time or something like that. But, it's been on me for a while to just leave. I've been trying to figure out, ways. But I ain't really done the work because I've been in my head too much trying to get settled here. I just moved in here the beginning of July. So just still trying to get settled here, trying to get my bearings straight, trying to get my daughter straight. And then still trying to do my business on the side. But happy birthday to me, 34 years old. I know it sounds like a sad story, but this is my testimony right now, and I can only go up from here. I can't go down, but my ability, my strength won't let me, and I thank God for that. Because a lot of times I just felt like, a thought crossed my mind, but not a serious thought, of giving up. But really, honestly, to me, that's just not an option. Even though, I get sad sometimes. Waver in my walk, with God, that makes me sad. Thing about the new age way of thinking, it's all about self. It's all about doing things for yourself, and not depending on anything or anyone to do it for you. Not depending on God, depending on manifestation and meditating and stuff like that. And and in that way, when I was in it, I felt okay, because I'm like, well, at least it's in my control. That's what I thought. At least it's in my control, where if I just manifest hard enough and follow the rules like they're supposed to be followed, then get what's mine. Stare in the mirror with my affirmations, say my affirmations every day. Wear my crystals. Pray to all the gods. But God, even reverencing, the angels and stuff like that. And God says that we're higher than the angels, even though they are, there to help us. They are there to help us. But like I said, that's just the devil, trying to get us away from God. Trying all of his tactics, even the old tactics, calling it New Age, but it's really not New Age. All these deities and false gods been around thousands of years. But since God is awakening his people, the enemy is trying to awaken the people to in his own way, and in a way away from God, thinking that they're doing the right thing. You know, thought I was doing the right thing, felt right, felt good, and that's the thing about it, feels good. You know, I had to feel bad about what I was doing or what I did, or and you know, and being a Christian, you shouldn't feel bad either. You know, but you know, you shouldn't do them. You know, things that are wrong, but you know, it's in the New Age world, there's justification for it. And there ain't nobody you got to answer to but yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to answer to God, and that's the major thing. You know, you got to answer to God, and you got to make things right with Him instead of making things right with yourself. Yeah, you got to be okay with yourself and forgive yourself, but there is somebody that you still have to answer to. You know, and I get why people veer away from it, because they feel like it's the white man religion, and you know, we were enslaved by it, and a lot of people in the church, you know, are false preachers, teachers, witches, warlocks, soul suckers. That's why God emphasizes having a personal relationship with Him, having a discerning spirit, so that you can discern the false from the truth, and so that you know for yourself what the truth is. Waiting for my daughter to get off the bus, so keep looking out for her. Yeah, having a personal relationship with Him and knowing Him for yourself. That's the main thing. I'm gonna put my camera in. Yeah, so this is my journey. This is not the beginning, but the beginning of me recording it. But I plan to do many great things through God in Christ Jesus. Many things are in store to come. But I just wanted to start off my 34th birthday doing what I know that needs to be done. I know, like I said, it seems sad and stuff like that, and you know, but it's just a part of my journey. Man, it's not gonna be sad forever. You know, and it's said that, you know, we don't go through things for us. We go through things for other people. And I believe that. I've believed that since forever, since, you know what I'm saying, before I really started on this journey. You know, how I felt, how I would feel depressed and lonely, and, you know, didn't speak up, and I've always felt in my spirit like this ain't just for me. Like, once I overcome, once I do it, you know, once I get to the other side, then I can help other people get to the other side too. You know, it's always been my wish, always been my dream to be a motivational speaker, to be an inspiration, you know, to have a facility that helps and cultivates women, and, you know, gets down to those deep rooted issues to pinpoint where they came from, and through God, you know what I'm saying, you know, get help, you know what I'm saying, and you know, for the longest time that's been my dream, and now it's time to start living out that dream. Seriously. And I gotta start somewhere. You know, God wants me to write. I wrote a little bit. but it'll all come. You know, sometimes I feel like I should be patient with myself, but sometimes I feel like I'm too patient with myself. You know, you're like, be nice to yourself, but you know, you need to do it. You need to do what you need to do. But I'm freaking see me better. This way it's hot out here. It's like 90-something degrees out here. Hot. What? Okay? What? But I just want to, I was just trying to figure out what I'm going to do on YouTube, how I should start off, because like I make my own skincare products. Like, should I start off, doing tutorials? Should I, start by doing like hair tutorials and stuff like that? But it's plenty of people out here doing that, and maybe I'll do that here and there, but a lot of people need light. A lot of people need motivation, and that's my true passion. So whenever I find inspiration, some inspirational to say something, revelations about my life that, might help somebody else, it's plenty to tell, it's plenty to talk about, every day, it gets better, just have to believe God for the blessings that he has for us, and believe God of his testimony of all the good things that he's done for people, and realize that the Bible is full of broken, bad, they were bad at first, people who weren't good, you know what I'm saying? But God turned their life around, persecutors of Christians, Paul, persecutor of Christians, killing them, seeking after them to kill them. And he became a disciple of Christ, so, people always think they got to be perfect and stuff like that to be, living the Christian life and, be extra, religious. But, God's not into religion either, because he knows that's how man tries to control people, by religion and by man's rules of how he thinks these things should go. But, that's why, like I said, God emphasizes a relationship with him, so that you know. Said more to come. This is the beginning of the recordings of my come up. Stay tuned. I'll be blessed.